Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of RCW as we get this right away on started, as we have the RCW Freefall pay-per-view here in Toronto, Canada, and as you can see by there, we are starting off with the RCW Women's Championship match in Hell in a Cell. All titles are on the line here for the show. Under RCW rules, that is how we do things here. Now, I was very excited about this stream. I was very questioning if I was going to stream today because I had some things that I had to do, but got that all taken care of. And now we are here. The first half of Season 8 is now over. Because after this episode, it'll be the end of the first half of the season. We have 10 episodes for each half, and that equals out to 20. So, what I like to do here, in case you aren't familiar with the show and it's the first time you've ever seen it, is I like to do 20 episodes a season. What's up, Sakate? I like to do 20 episodes a season. With every 10th episode being a pay-per-view, so we have 2 pay-per-views. And a lot of you have asked me, why don't you add more pay-per-views? Why don't you, do more episodes? And I said, well, because, I like my storylines to have some build to them. The one thing that, WWE usually fails to do is to build storylines enough. So sometimes they'll throw random matches together that really don't make any sense. And I don't like to do that here on my show. I don't like to add match card fillers, as I like to call them. I don't like to have a match that means absolutely nothing. And all of that. So hopefully today we don't experience any disconnects, knock on wood. I don't know what for whatever reason we experienced disconnects the last time we streamed. What I was able to do was I was able to take those 2 videos. One was like 25 minutes and the other one was like 50 minutes of that one stream and compile them into one video for you guys on YouTube. So, it may look weird because a disconnection happened as a match started and then it reconnected itself, because that's what OBS does. It reconnects after it tries to after it disconnects. It tries to reconnect you again, which to me is good, but it also ends the stream. It doesn't pick up where you left off. Like, it creates another video in the VODs, and it's kind of annoying. But hopefully, knock on wood, today we don't experience any of those. I think it was a combination of Twitch and the power outage that I had recently. I had it on Sunday, and my generator kicked on, and then I had an internet outage for like 3 hours. So it could have been that. It could have been a combination of God knows what. But hopefully we don't experience any of those issues today. Knock on wood again. But here we go. We have Luna Outlaw and Ariel in this RCW Women's Championship bout in Hell in a Cell. So here we go. JoJo doesn't do the announcing. I do. So that's why we skipped that part there. But we have Luna Outlaw coming out here. This is the outdoor arena here in Toronto. I like to do a lot of things differently with my pay-per-view arenas. So I like to do things a little bit more creatively, and that includes doing outdoor arenas. So I like to try and figure out some new ways to make it a little bit more, I guess, creative and a little bit more fun, as we have all the RCW logos in many different colors on the ring apron here. Now, I thought it would be kind of interesting to have that there because, you know, that represents like all of the titles. Like the Carnage title is the red, and the purple title is obviously the women's title, and etc., so on and so forth. But we have Luna Outlaw coming out here, looking to gain her title back, the title that she lost in a cash-in. And she went up against this woman, Ariel. Now you may notice that I changed Ariel's entrance. Now she actually walks out the way that she's supposed to. Because before I had her walk out like all happy and everything, and that didn't match her character, so I went ahead and I edited the entrance to make sure that it was right. And so we have Ariel looking to retain her title. I believe this is her first title defense since gaining the title on a cash-in. And Luna thinks, I'd like to think that Luna thinks that, well, quite frankly, that the only reason why Ariel won the title was due to a cash-in. She wasn't prepared for it, so Ariel and Luna here starting us off here to open up the show. I changed it a little bit different. Now you're only going to see, you're not going to see the HUD. I changed it up a little bit, so, you know, for me, that way I know when the superstars have signatures and so on and so forth. But I thought I'd take the HUD off and try, you know, different ways of doing things. You know, because I want to make this as much as a wrestling show as it is, so, you know, I try to, you know, take a lot of the video gaming stuff out, so like the HUD and everything else, and I just make sure that certain things are selected, as we have Ariel on the ground here. Luna Outlaw trying to gain back the title that she had lost due to a cash-in, and some of you had reached out to me on Discord and on Twitter saying that the only reason why Ariel won was due to a cash-in. As I mentioned earlier, Luna thought the same thing. Most of you thought that maybe Luna would defy all odds and beat Dakota Kai and Ariel in that same night. She came close, but close ain't good enough here in RCW. You have to come out with the victory one way or the other. We have a crucifix here. And a standing moonsault here from Luna Outlaw. And these women have yet to go to the outside. There's not much maneuvering room here on the outside. Ariel takes her back into the ring now. She does not have champion's advantage here. In case you aren't familiar what that is a count out or a disqualification. She does not have either of those, as this is a Hell in a Cell match where there are no countouts and no disqualifications. So there must be a winner either way. As Luna now looks to go to the outside. Like I mentioned, there's very little room here on the outside, as you can tell by these women walking here. This is very, very little room. Very little room for error, and also very little room to cause damage. But you have the cages here. You have the cages, as we got a super kick right to the back of the head of Ariel. And you have the cage here. And the cage, honestly, is your ultimate weapon. There's a super kick right to the face of Ariel as Luna continues to go around the cell here. Sort of playing like musical chairs, but instead of chairs, it's going around the stairs instead. With an uppercut right to the face of Ariel. A shot right into the cell wall there. And I think Luna's gonna do a spear through the cell. Not much momentum on it. But she put Ariel through the cell nonetheless. And now these two ladies aren't confined by the cell anymore. There's the multiple super kicks right to the mouth. Shades of Bryce Blackwell and that kick to the mouth. Except it's more of a roundhouse kick and for Bryce Blackwell. But nonetheless, it's doing the trick here. Cameraman not doing the best job here getting the right angles. But nonetheless, we can kind of see a little bit. As Ariel has really yet to do much in this match as Luna is climbing to the top along with Ariel. Now these two ladies have ascended to the top. Terrible camera angle here. Not the best camera angle in the world here. But nonetheless, we'll make do of it. Let me see if I can change that for you guys here. I'm able to do it. See if I can do that. Apparently this is how the camera is gonna stay, guys. I apologize. It's not on me, it's the game. It's the way the game does the camera angles, which is very, very odd, but you know, we're gonna run with it. As I think Luna's gonna hook Ariel into the dawning here on the cell, and she gets the dawning on the cell. Let's check this out here. Better camera angle in the replay though. Face first onto one of the roof parts of the cell here. This can eventually break as the moonsault right on top of the cell here. And a couple of shots here to Ariel. Ariel has yet to really do much in this match. It has been all Luna here. And you can tell Ariel is the whole reason why Luna had a change of personality. With the blackout striking combination here right on the edge. Right on the edge of the cell, and Luna is just waiting, calling Ariel up to her feet here. I don't know how wise this is, but looking for another dawning on top of the cell. Luna is not taking shit from anyone. As Luna continues to fight here. Like I said, Ariel has yet to really do anything. This has been all one-sided. As Luna turns around, does a little bit of taunting here. Right in the face. And she's sitting down. She's sitting down as Ariel able to take advantage. As Luna remains on top of the cell here. I don't know if Ariel plans to go down. I think she's planning to go down here. And she is down. She is down and back inside the ring. The only way that they can win this is to be inside the ring, and Luna knows that, so she is descending to the floor here. Now both ladies finally back in the ring again with a drop kick. And now what's Luna going for here? Oh, Luna tried to do something crazy here. But nonetheless, she misconnected with it. And that allows Ariel to take advantage. Now Ariel with her arm up in the air trying to get herself pumped up. Looking to get the win to retain the title, and not even a count of one. But Ariel is trying to pump herself up, trying to get back in this match with a super kick right to the face. Oh, tried for a kick, a big boot right to the face of her own, but it didn't seem to do anything here. As Luna, look at the better camera angle we got now as a pile driver onto Ariel here. 1, 2, and Ariel with a kick out at 2.5. Ariel is still in this. Let me do something real quick. Luna though, Ariel able to take her down though with a couple of mounted punches, and now into some type of armbar here. Interesting interesting maneuver. Let me turn the HUD back on. There you go. Maybe having the HUD back on isn't such a bad idea for this one. Some of the matches it's better to have the HUD. It's better to have the HUD on. Some better than others. As Luna's looking to do something that she knows all too well. The code blue knee strike on Ariel. The same finisher that Luna lost the title with, and Ariel kicked out at 2.5. Ariel kicked out at 2.5, and that allows Luna to come back now. Luna's firing on all cylinders here. There's a kick right to the face of Ariel now. And I don't know if this is much about winning anymore. I think it's really, honestly, just about revenge. There's an elbow right to the face of Ariel as these two ladies are continuing to punish each other here, but I think it's Luna that's doing more of the punishment nonetheless. As Luna gets up to the top rope here. Luna looking to do something dangerous here with an elbow drop. An elbow drop right onto the chest of Ariel here, and she gets her with the elbow drop. Just like that, only an elbow drop, and she regains the RCW Women's Championship. She was willing to beat the living hell out of Ariel, and that's exactly what happened there. As we move on to our next match, folks, let's get it ready as we go over to the break screen. What a match to start it off, though. Luna getting her title back. She couldn't end it with the code blue, but imagine if she did. That would have been very poetic. Honest to God, that probably would have been the most poetic thing. As we are getting to our next match in just a few moments, folks. The reason why a couple of the settings were off was because I was recording something beforehand, which is why I went back and I changed some of the settings around here real quick for you guys, as we have the Tag Team Championships being put on the line here with Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander, the challengers, versus the Disciples in Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy in a TLC. That's right, you heard it right, a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Now Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander, they were able to get a win over these guys, over the Disciples. As now they find themselves in possibly their best opportunity here. Now coming up tonight, we also have Jason Outlaw and Bryce Blackwell in a TLC match. Now, it is a normal TLC match, meaning that there isn't going to be anything hanging above the ring or anything like that. No briefcase, no nothing. It is just going to be a regular TLC match. And now, you may be wondering what prompted that match. And well, honestly, Bryce was a little mad that Big Nasty had lost to Young Sin and Jason Outlaw after they teamed up. And Bryce basically told his brother, if you're not going to finish this, I will. And it appears that we'll see if Bryce Blackwell can come through and deliver a kick to the mouth of Jason Outlaw later on tonight. But as we have it now, it'll be Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander coming out here together. And they look pumped up and ready to go here. This is their biggest match of their careers. I mean, Mustafa Ali, I believe, if my history is correct, he was an RCW Carnage champion at one point. But I don't think Cedric Alexander has ever earned a title yet. So, you know, we're going to see just how much they're willing to go. And you may be wondering, why do they not have the titles around their waist? And that's because they're hanging above the ring right now, as this is a TLC tag match. No disqualifications, and the only way to win is by grabbing those titles off of the rung atop the ring there. So right there you can see by that camera angle, as Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, the Disciples, look to defend their titles. Now, after taking them from the Young Bucks, they do not want to lose them, I imagine. And because of it being a TLC tag match, all the partners can be in the ring at one time. Under TLC tag rules here, as Mustafa Ali and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins already looking for the ladder as Cedric Alexander continues to work on Buddy Murphy here. Seth Rollins putting a ladder in the ring already. Mustafa Ali with a suplex. Gotta pay close attention to Cedric as well, because a lot can happen in these matches, and Cedric looking to use a chair. Buddy Murphy got out of the way of the first one. And now Cedric Alexander unrealistically using a weapon that's not part of his MO, but it is a TLC tag match anyway. So, you know, they're completely legal here. As Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali continue to go at it. Ali with a super kick right to the face of Seth Rollins. This is exactly what Ali and Cedric Alexander need to do here. They need to work on one or the other. One guy works on the other, and so on and so forth. But Mustafa Ali gets dropped by that chair as Cedric Alexander has to take a breather. Now you can consider this a handicap match right now, as Seth Rollins looking for that ladder once again. Seth Rollins, he has to set it up in the middle of the ring, otherwise he's not going to be able to climb up. Oh, but he used the ladder, and I think he misconnected and hit Buddy Murphy instead. I think that whole time he was supposed to hit Mustafa Ali with it, but as Cedric Alexander hit Seth Rollins with the chair, and now Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy find themselves on the outside. Now Cedric Alexander, I don't know why he just stood there. Maybe a little bit of a hesitation and a pop-up knee strike. Now Seth Rollins going up. I don't know what Buddy Murphy's doing. I have no idea what Buddy Murphy is doing, but, you know, there's no use for him to be up there. Oh, is Cedric Alexander looking to take Seth Rollins down from that ladder with that power bomb, and Seth Rollins is down. As Mustafa works on Buddy Murphy here. A DDT, and that knocks over the ladder. Maybe Mustafa misjudged it. And Cedric picking up the ladder. A little bit of miscue there between Ali and Cedric here. But Buddy Murphy plants Mustafa Ali. And now Cedric coming in to save the day with that ladder. Cedric has the ladder propped up. Mustafa Ali has a clear shot here. Please don't tell me that circle thing is going to remain there the whole freaking game. I think it is, because it's a glitch. I think that's what it is. It's one of those glitches that happens where somebody starts to come back and now there's a big green circle. So ignore that. Ignore that as this match continues here. As now I think it's Ali going after Seth Rollins. Cedric bringing in a table, and Seth Rollins gets taken out with the chair. Buddy Murphy now. Buddy Murphy getting taken out by Ali. Oh, maybe Seth Rollins. Maybe Cedric is looking to put Seth Rollins through that table. Maybe that's why he set it up in the corner. But now that gives a clear shot for Ali to get the tag team titles for his team as Cedric Alexander taking care of Seth Rollins on the outside. Buddy Murphy though. Buddy Murphy. What's the green circle? The green circle is it's a comeback. So Buddy Murphy tried to do a comeback on Cedric Alexander, and when you stop it, sometimes it doesn't go away. It just went away there, but that's why it was there. It glitches out sometimes when you stop like a comeback, when you're in a multi-person match and somebody hits a move on a comeback and then you stop it. That's kind of what happens sometimes. And Seth Rollins now. Seth Rollins, both men getting pulled from the ladder. Oh, and Mustafa Ali with the elbow. And Buddy Murphy with the power bomb. And now Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali. Ali though. Ali with a springboard drop kick to Seth Rollins, taking him out. And now Buddy Murphy got taken out. And again, that green circle's back. I don't know why, but it's back nonetheless. And Mustafa Ali looking to go up top here to get the title. Buddy Murphy is being taken care of by Cedric and Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy able to push down the ladder, and now Ali's taken out. Ali had a clear shot for the titles. And now we're back to square one again, as Buddy Murphy is looking to take care of... Buddy Murphy taking care of Mustafa Ali with a DDT on the apron. You can't really see it here by that replay. That was a bad angle there. But nonetheless, Cedric Alexander got taken out. Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali on the outside. And now Mustafa Ali, he's got to get back in. Looking to take out Seth Rollins. Jumping over the table, taking out the ladder. He jumped over the table, taking out the ladder, saving the matchup with the electric chair. And now Buddy Murphy looking to hit Mustafa Ali with the ladder, setting up the ladder on his own, but is met with a super kick right to the face. Buddy Murphy though. Buddy Murphy looking to get him out. He's looking to get him out, but Cedric is getting up. His partner's getting up. Now it's Cedric and Buddy Murphy now. Now Cedric has a clear shot for the titles. Cedric Alexander, he's one rung away, and I think Cedric Alexander is going to unhook the titles, and Ali and Cedric Alexander are your new tag team champions. Wow, what teamwork. What a move by Ali. I don't think, if it weren't for Ali going up to that top rope and doing that drop kick, taking out the ladder that Seth Rollins was on, Seth Rollins would have easily grabbed those titles and retained them for the Disciples. But Ali and Cedric Alexander are your new tag team champions. We've already seen one title change hands as Luna Outlaw won back her RCW Women's title, and now we're seeing the tag team titles in different hands now. We still have two more. One, the RCW World title held by Brian Outlaw and Darby Allin with his RCW Carnage title. As we continue, as we move on to our next match, folks. By the way, is the stream okay? Is everything okay? No drop frames, no nothing, no craziness? Because right now, I'm not seeing anything, but I want to make sure that you guys aren't either. Are we actually having a successful, good stream without any crappiness? And the only reason why I say that is because I mentioned the disconnects that we were having before, so. And it appears, on my end, it appears that everything is going well, so. As we have Jason Outlaw versus Bryce Blackwell in this TLC match. Now, Jason Outlaw possibly looking to get a win here to continue his momentum. As Bryce Blackwell, he got a win the last time he was on RCW. And definitely, if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. That is on my YouTube channel. Just give me a moment here while I completely forgot that the bot wasn't open. Sometimes you forget to open it. Maybe I should put it on my, stream deck so I don't forget to open it. Yeah, you can check it out on my YouTube channel as well as the website. My website should be all connected. Now, here we go. Let me test it here. There we go. There's my website and my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has all of this RCW content as well as my website. My website has that and even more, like an exclusive gallery of superstars. So, we usually take pictures or screenshots, if you will. We usually take those, or we might have clips or things that happen in RCW that are awesome besides the full episode. Sometimes we'll have clips, sometimes we'll have pictures, and we have an exclusive roster page where you guys can look at the roster, which is all of our created wrestlers and a little bit about them. And we also have blogs and well as the Angle podcast, which should be coming back sooner than later. It is co-hosted with me, myself, and Sakate. So we talk about wrestling. We usually have topics, and we're looking to add something called Wrestling Trivia, where towards the end of the podcast, where we just do kind of like wrestling trivia and guest questions and all that good stuff. And we're figuring out some other cool things to add to the podcast, to add on to it, to make it more interactive for you guys. Because, it's totally different than me doing the announcing here. Okay, are we back now? I think we just experienced a little bit of a disconnection there, again, by Twitch. I don't know why, but like I said, for whatever reason, this keeps happening. Like I said, it shouldn't be my internet. Okay, so it appears that we are back still. Okay. At least on the bright side, it didn't cut out mid-match like it did before. I'd have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's a problem with Twitch's end or something like that. It could be, because I'm not running anything else while I'm doing Twitch. I don't run anything. Apparently I'm not the only one that was experiencing issues either, which is kind of a good thing in a way, because You know, that way I know it's not me, that it's happening to other people. But the good news is we didn't have to, we didn't have, like, a match. We were just sitting there talking. So before we got disconnected again, before that happened, we were talking about the podcast and my YouTube channel. So you can find a lot of cool stuff on my website, including the roster page with all the creative wrestlers and a little bit about them. And the Angle podcast, it's coming back as soon as possible. That's something that we want, that Sakate and I want back ASAP. So with that being said, we're going to get into our next match here as we have Jason Outlaw versus Bryce Blackwell. Here we go. As we have Jason Outlaw, but it appears that Bryce Blackwell doesn't want to wait for the bell to ring as Bryce Blackwell takes out Jason Outlaw during his entrance here. I figured that this would be Bryce Blackwell's MO. It's the same thing that happened with Big Nasty and Chris Danger. They both decided to take out Young Sin and Jason Outlaw ahead of their match. And now Bryce Blackwell's doing the same here on the entranceway. And oh, what a knee right to the face of Bryce Blackwell. And even though that attack happened here, Bryce Blackwell and Jason Outlaw, they got to head to the ring to make this match official. Again, this is a TLC match. As old Bryce Blackwell tried to pin Jason here. What's going on here now? We pan to the crowd here. As now we see Bryce in control here of Jason Outlaw in this TLC match. Like I said, pinfall or submission. It's a DDT here to Bryce Blackwell. Now Bryce, the much larger man of the two competitors here. But maybe Jason can use his heart and quickness to help himself here. Oh, and a couple knees, maybe a little bit of low blows there, but no disqualifications. Under a TLC match and another jawbreaker. Another jawbreaker and a DDT to Bryce Blackwell. And now Jason's looking to finish this with a VR knee strike. A VR knee strike just like that. 1, 2, and a kick out from Bryce. A kick out from Bryce Blackwell. As Bryce Blackwell, bleeding, as you can see there, is a little bit pumped up and ready to go here. Trying to get himself back in this match is Bryce Blackwell with a clothesline. And a kick right to the side of the face of Jason Outlaw. And now Bryce Blackwell. Bryce sends Jason down with authority. Now looking to get the victory here, and a kick out at 2. What a kick out. And Bryce with a kick to the mouth. The mouth kick. The roundhouse mouth kick. And Jason kicked out of the mouth kick. Jason was able to kick out of the mouth kick. And now Jason's brought up to his feet. And now Jason on the comeback. Jason fighting with every fiber of his being here. And another DDT. And now looking to possibly get a running start here. Another VR knee strike to Bryce Blackwell. To get the win here in Toronto. 1, 2, and Bryce again with the kick out. Bryce again with the monstrous kick out. And this match still continues. As busted open and all, Bryce Blackwell with a lackluster cover here and just a kick out at 1. Now Bryce again stomping on the arm of Jason, maybe trying to damage that arm there. Now going after the neck again is Bryce Blackwell, and now another lackluster cover here and an easy kick out for Jason. Now a leg drop here. What a leg drop. It's Jason with the bail kick. Right to Bryce Blackwell. As he ascends to the top as Bryce is down on the ground with that elbow drop there. That elbow. 1, 2, and Bryce kicked out. And now it's going to be one final hurrah here for Jason Outlaw, and a kick and a VR knee strike again to Bryce Blackwell. 1, 2, 3, and Jason Outlaw defeats Bryce Blackwell in this TLC match. No weapons necessary. It was all quickness and agility that led to this victory for Jason Outlaw. As we quickly move on to our next match, folks. As we have Darby Allin and Chris Danger for the RCW Carnage Championship. Now, again, I apologize for the disconnection. Again, I have no idea what's going on. It seems that for whatever reason, we can't have nice things. I guess. And Twitch is just being Twitch, and for whatever reason, It be like that. Tomorrow I will not be streaming, as that is my off day. But on Friday I will be back with another stream, possibly RCW, depending on how far along I am in writing the second half. Again, I have no idea what's going on with the streams, because I have nothing. You know, I have everything like relatively low. I've been able to stream, you know, at a bit rate that is higher than this, higher than 4,500. I was able to stream at 6,000, no problem. And now all of a sudden I'm streaming at 4,500, like a bit rate that's lower, and all of a sudden now I'm getting like disconnected with no drop frames, no nothing. Then all of a sudden I just out of nowhere. Like, that is ridiculous. It's happened to me like twice now, counting this stream, so it's weird. I have no idea what's going on, but we manage. We manage. As we have Darby Allin versus Chris Danger for the RCW Carnage title. Here we go. As we have Chris Danger coming out here first. The challenger. The internet darling of professional wrestling. He has been all over, and now he has his shot at Darby Allin's championship. What's up, Soarline? Good to see you in here. Again, guys, I apologize for the random disconnection that we have. So, if this stream itself appears as two videos, just watch both of them, because for whatever reason I've been having like weird issues with Twitch. It's not on me. It's whatever Twitch decides to do. So I apologize for that, but the good thing is unlike last time when we experienced those issues, we were in the middle of a match when it happened, but this time we weren't. We were just waiting for the next match to load up, so it wasn't that bad of an issue. So we have Darby Allin coming out with the RCW Carnage Championship around his waist here. Now this is going to be an RCW Iron Man match. Now, what's different from your traditional Iron Man match is it is 5 minutes longer. It is 20 minutes instead of 15. We don't like to do the traditional 30 because, you know, that's a little bit long. But nonetheless, Darby Allin looks to retain his title yet again after retaining his title against AJ Styles at RCW Recoil. So he looks to defend his title yet again here against Chris Danger. As it's Chris Danger and Darby Allin, 20 minutes, as you can see on that clock right there. Now disqualifications do apply, so if either of these two were to get disqualified, a fall would be awarded to their respective opponent, and an arm drag there to Chris Danger. And Darby Allin, he knows exactly what he wants here. You know, Champion's Advantage does play a role because countouts do apply, but it's a countout of 20 under RCW rules, so this allows Chris Danger to get back in the ring a lot more a lot longer. You know, it allows him a lot more time to get back in the ring if he ever finds himself on the outside. But you definitely do not want to fall multiple falls down early. So, you know, you want to keep your head on a swivel here, especially going up against somebody as acrobatic and as daredevilish as Darby Allin. And drop kick there again to Chris Danger as Chris Danger finds himself in a world of hurt here. Chris Danger using the apron to get back to his bearings, and Darby Allin tosses him back in. Now Darby Allin again with the knee. Darby Allin, if anything, he is proving why he is RCW Carnage champion, why he deserves to be that champion, as a shoulder tackle out to the outside here. As the referee begins our count here, pay attention to the flashing numbers on your screen here. It's Chris Danger takes over. Just like that, Chris Danger turning the tables on Darby Allin here in this match. A couple of striking combination here and right in the face, a knee right to the face. And now Chris Danger taking down the champion here. Count of 5 here. And oh, right on the apron, the hardest part of the ring, goes Darby Allin, and Chris Danger has found his second win. Oh, and Chris Danger again taking him out. And the referee starts the count again, as Darby Allin was inside the ropes when that move occurred. So it's Chris Danger. Takes him back inside the ring. Now Chris Danger's got Darby Allin right where he wants him here. Chris Danger with a couple of shots to the face of the champion here. Now the clock still very early. 17 minutes. 17 minutes left, and there hasn't been a man yet to score a fall, so we'll see how this goes. Your energy is going to be exasperated here, you know, as a Philly special knee strike on Darby Allin, but, you know, your energy, it plays a huge role in a matchup like this, because this match doesn't end until the clock reaches 0. As Chris Danger looking to finish Darby Allin here with a taste of danger right to the face of Darby Allin. And Chris Danger looking for the first fall. 1, 2, 3, and he gets the first fall. Chris Danger has been awarded the first fall in this match with 16 minutes to go. Plenty of time for the champion to come back in. It's a sunset flip powerbomb just like that to Chris Danger. Now Darby Allin hammering away with those punches right to the face of Chris Danger here. He's got to keep going. Shot after shot after shot. He's got to keep firing on all cylinders. You can't waste any time. Keep in mind, you have to have 3 seconds for a pin, so with that in mind, you know, that's got to be something that both Chris and Darby have to be thinking of. As Chris Danger comes back again, trying to fire himself up even more with a drop kick here to Darby Allin. And now Darby Allin again finds himself in a world of hurt with that Philly special knee strike, but a kick out. Darby, though. Darby turns it around with an uppercut right to the face of Chris Danger, trying for that chop, but no. Kick to the midsection from Chris. Now Chris turns it around into another taste of danger. Just like that, turning it around into another taste of danger. And Darby Allin, 1, 2, 3, and Darby Allin is down 2 falls to nothing right now. Just like that, the challenger, Chris Danger, is up in this match. But again, like I said, Darby Allin has plenty of time. Darby Allin has plenty of time here. But he can't be wasting it all as Chris Danger goes up top. Chris Danger looking to do something dangerous with a shooting star press, but Darby Allin got the knees up. Darby Allin got the knees up, and now Darby Allin going for the sunset flip powerbomb again. And now looking to get the cover, looking to get 1 fall back. And Chris Danger able to kick out at 2. But he can't delay. He's got to keep going. But Chris Danger keeps rolling back. He keeps coming back here in this match. This is going to be a lot of energy for these two. Chris Danger, though. Chris Danger taking over again, planting Darby Allin. 1, 2, to go up 3 falls, and Darby Allin kicks out. Now this is very dangerous, no pun intended here. Chris Danger trying to go for a taste of danger yet again. But Darby Allin this time reversed it into a sunset flip powerbomb. Another sunset flip powerbomb. 1, 2, and Chris Danger with the kick out at 2.5. Chris Danger again with a kick out. But now Darby Allin knows exactly what he needs to do. Darby Allin got him up against the ropes. And a cutter! A cutter against the ropes here. Using his agility to pull off that cutter against Chris Danger. To get back in this, and it's a 1-2 deficit here. Now he just has 1 fall. A 1 fall deficit. Darby Allin looking to throw caution to the wind as he goes through the ropes, takes out Danger. But he can't spend way too much time out here. He's got to get him back in the ring. And he does. He gets him back in, but a good punch for good measure there. Darby Allin trying his hardest here, trying his hardest to retain his title. This is possibly the biggest challenge yet for him as he's down. 2 falls to 1. Now looking for that sunset flip powerbomb one more time. Looking to tie it up again. 1, 2, 3, and he does. Ties it up just like that. And Darby Allin, a fire must have been lit underneath him, as Darby Allin is back in this match just like that, with still 10 minutes left to go. But there's still plenty of time for Chris Danger to get back in this. But Darby Allin possibly not going to let him here with another cutter. Another cutter. 1, 2, and Chris Danger kicked out. Chris Danger had kicked out. What's he going for here? Trying to drag Chris over to the corner. Oh, and a shot right to the face. And a drop kick, no. Chris Danger got out of the way of that one. 2-2. as the clock continues to roll. Darby Allin got out of the way, though. Tried for a step up in Seguri, but totally miscalculated it. And an arm drag there, getting him out of dodge. Now looking for the sunset flip powerbomb one more time. And now I think he's going to look for the cutter now. Oh, never mind. He was going to take him to the corner instead. Darby Allin, standing switch here. But he can't take advantage as Chris Danger with a baseball slide. Able to take the knees out from under him. And now Chris Danger with a knee. Now going after that chest again. If I were Chris Danger, I'd just waste time here. I mean, I know it's tied, but I would waste as much time because the more time you leave on the clock, the more you leave the opportunity for the champion, Darby Allin in this case, to come back and get more falls. But I would try and at least get 1 to 2 falls here for Chris, and then waste time as a Philly knee special. A Philly special knee strike. 1, 2, and Darby Allin with a kick out at 2.5. Darby Allin refusing to go down yet again to Chris. And another shot to the arm here. Chris Danger. Chris Danger looking to go up. Chris Danger looking to go up with a taste of danger, but Darby reversed it. Darby reversed it into a sunset flip powerbomb, and I think the back of his head went on that turnbuckle. The back of his head went on that turnbuckle. Definitely not good for Chris here, as Darby Allin goes to the cover. 2, and a kick out at 2.5. Darby Allin has 3 cutters in his pocket. He's got them. He's just gotta use them. But Darby Allin, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Possibly just punish Chris a little bit more. These two fighting back and forth here. I think Chris Danger may have some injured ribs here after the multiple shots to the chest from Darby Allin. Count of 6 here. Darby Allin now. Darby Allin looking for the sunset flip powerbomb again, but Chris Danger reversed it. Almost got the Philly special knee strike again, but a stunner. A stunner as Chris Danger ascending to the top. Chris Danger again with that shooting star press, but this time he connects with it. This time he connects. Now going for the cover. 1, 2 to go up. 3, 2, and a kick out. This is insane. As Darby Allin continues to fight here, as another sunset flip powerbomb. He props Chris back up here. And another kick. He's got to be doing something right here. 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this Iron Man match. This 20-minute RCW Iron Man match for the RCW Carnage title. And oh! What a DDT there. A Rainmaker DDT on Darby Allin. Now propping Darby Allin on the apron. Chris Danger just letting his lifeless body go. And another Rainmaker DDT. If anything, one of these two men are going to walk out here with an injury. As Darby Allin climbs to the top. He is ascending to the top here. Darby Allin! Darby Allin! Miscalculated where Chris Danger was. And all he met was canvas. There's now Darby Allin. You can see the blood in his eye. Darby Allin. Darby Allin turns it around into a cutter. A cutter. Check out this replay. Boom. There it goes. Chris Danger's face right into the canvas. I'm surprised he hasn't been busted open to this point. But Darby Allin trying to go up 3-2, and Chris Danger somehow got the shoulder up. What's it going to take here? He's going to try it again. Another cutter. Another cutter. To go up 3-2 this time. And he does. Now Darby Allin is in the driver's seat now. Now it's Chris that's got to come back from behind. Now it's Chris that's got to come back from behind in this match, as there is just about 3 minutes left. Good job there on Darby Allin, not allowing Chris to roll out to the outside. And a sunset flip powerbomb. As Darby Allin could easily go up 4 falls to 2. Oh, tried for the super kick. Hit the super kick. Into a straight jacket suplex here, but a rope break. Rope breaks do apply in Iron Man matches, but Chris Danger now. Chris Danger looking to tune up the band. Sweet chin music. 1, 2, and Darby. Darby Allin is still hanging on to that third fall. Still hanging on, but Chris tries again. And Darby's still hanging on. And again, he's constantly going for these pin combinations here. I don't know if he's expecting a different result or if he's just absolutely irritated here. And I would be. And a Philly special knee strike. Remember, he's got to have 3 seconds for the pin at least. Referee's got to get in position. 1. No! Darby Allin again with the kick out. Now Chris Danger, he's wasting valuable time here trying to tune up his super kick. Sweet chin music here. To tie it up. 1, 2, 3, and Chris Danger tied it up with 1 minute and 15 seconds. But Darby Allin has got all this in him. Darby Allin still has it. Darby Allin still has some time. Darby Allin with 58 seconds left. He hits the cutter. He hits the cutter. 1, 2, and Chris Danger kicked out. He's got to set it up again. He's got to set it up again. 35 seconds. He's got to set it up. Darby, another cutter. Another cutter. 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and Darby Allin. He got the fall with 15 seconds left to spare, and I don't think Chris is gonna have enough time. There's no way. He's wasting valuable time here as Darby Allin. He got it. He retained his title. He retained his title. With just seconds to spare, Darby Allin retains his Carnage Championship. What a match, folks. What an RCW Iron Man match. That was 20 minutes of brutal action. But let's get to our next match, folks. As we have a Falls Count Anywhere match with Jon Moxley and Drew McIntyre. Now Jon Moxley and Drew McIntyre absolutely hate each other. They can't stand each other, and that is the reason why I made this match. Jon Moxley screwed over Drew McIntyre, or almost did, or tried to screw him over anyway in that match that he had with Kenny Omega. But Drew McIntyre still somehow able to come out victorious in that one. But maybe, just maybe, Jon Moxley could get a redemption here, because these guys faced off before in a pay-per-view. I believe it was the RCW Recoil pay-per-view they faced off at Hell in a Cell, and Drew McIntyre made quick work of Jon Moxley in that Hell in a Cell match. But I guarantee Jon Moxley wants something different here. He wants the result to be different. And Falls Count Anywhere. They can go anywhere in this arena. Anywhere in this damn building. And with it being outdoors, it can't be good. Let's see what happens here. And how fitting is this? Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley coming out from the crowd in this outdoors, this beautiful sunny day in Toronto, Canada. Jon Moxley. Looks more ready than ever. As we get to his opponent. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, there he is. There is that man, Drew McIntyre. And he's looking to kick Jon Moxley's damn head off, just like he did with Kenny Omega. But Jon Moxley is a guy that doesn't die, and it's going to be very difficult to get Jon Moxley to stay down. But Drew McIntyre is going to try anything in his power, and he can do it in any part of this arena here, under the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation. Same with Jon Moxley. So honestly, I don't know who this fares more, Drew or Jon, but we'll find out in just a few moments as Drew McIntyre and Jon Moxley. And a falls count anywhere, and here we go. Jon Moxley with a flying forearm to start this one off first. And now Jon with a couple of strikes. Jon hammering away here on Drew McIntyre and a suplex. Now this is a rivalry made in heaven here. It's Drew McIntyre with a reversal. Now Drew McIntyre looking to turn the tables on Jon Moxley. Remember, these two can go anywhere in the arena, anywhere that they feel like. There's a couple of right hands here, couple of right hands from Drew McIntyre. Staring down Jon Moxley here. But Jon Moxley with a shoulder tackle, able to take down the big man in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, though, launching Jon over the apron. Now Jon, I thought he might have been trying to launch Drew McIntyre to the outside, but he thought against it. As now Jon works away on Drew. For some technical wrestling here, but Drew McIntyre looks like he's breaking out of that hold. Drew McIntyre now looking to stretch Jon Moxley out a little bit. These two just trying to wear each other down. But Jon Moxley's firing back, though. Jon Moxley. Mox with a hip toss, able to get out of that predicament. And now Jon Moxley finds himself back in the driver's seat now. Jon with that horrendous chop. As Moxley decides to go to the outside, grabbing a sledgehammer from underneath the ring. And trying to hit Drew McIntyre with it, but now Drew McIntyre hitting Jon Moxley with the handle of the sledgehammer, but Jon Moxley, it didn't seem to faze him, and a DDT on the outside. Got out of the way of that sledgehammer shot, and again with the sledgehammer is Drew McIntyre. And this is a false count anywhere match. Referee running around like a madman here. He's got to keep track of where these two are at all times. There's a couple punches to the knee of Jon Moxley. But Jon Moxley with a jawbreaker. Jon Moxley with a jawbreaker. Jon got dropped on the rampway. But Jon still finding a way to come back here. But again, gets dropped on the rampway, and I think he got busted open. Looking for that gut wrench. And takes down Jon again. Drew McIntyre looked for the Glasgow kiss. Looking for the paradigm shift on the ramp. Paradigm shift on the ramp. 1, 2, and Drew McIntyre kicked out. That was one of the first big moves we had seen in this match here. Mox able to drop Drew McIntyre with that paradigm shift, but Drew McIntyre still very much in this here. Like I said, these two can go anywhere they want in the arena. Does not matter. Under Falls Count Anywhere rules, these two can go into the crowd wherever they feel like going. Even backstage if they want to. It's Drew McIntyre with a reversal here. These two going back and forth in this match. And double axe handle right to the back. And now Drew McIntyre going for the cover on Jon. Count of 1 and a kick out. a count of 1. But a kick out followed suit, and now Drew McIntyre's carrying Jon Moxley right to the steps. Now Drew's like, come on, Jon, come on. Oh, he asked for it. He asked for it. Drew asked for it. Jon Moxley is firing on all cylinders. Glasgow kiss. Just like that, Jon Moxley got dropped by the Glasgow kiss. But Moxley is just tossing Drew McIntyre around. Both men bleeding, I believe. Or maybe it's just McIntyre. I can't tell from the camera angle, but I know that Drew McIntyre is bleeding at least. Uh-oh. He's looking for it again. Paradigm shift. The paradigm shift with a little bit more oomph onto it. A little bit of a variation of the 1916. 1, 2, and Drew McIntyre again with the kick out. This is going to be a lot easier said than done to get rid of Drew McIntyre. And Moxley's getting sick of it. These two can use weapons, but they'd rather use the outside instead. The outside is the ultimate weapon. As Jon Moxley grabbing a baseball bat. And Drew McIntyre now coming back here. Drew McIntyre throwing Jon Moxley back into the ring. But Jon Moxley got up to his feet. Jon Moxley doesn't know where he is though. Turns it around. Now Jon Moxley. Moxley coming back. And a bulldog. These two are back in the ring. Something that I hardly expected. You know, this was on the outside for the most of the time being here. Looking for this lariat to Drew McIntyre. But he knows it's not going to be enough. He knows it's not going to be enough as he fires back here on Drew McIntyre. A kick to that knee. Drew McIntyre reversed. Jon reversed. And a couple of stomps in the corner here as Drew McIntyre is just not in a good place here. Both men bleeding, as I mentioned. I wasn't too sure before, but now I can see it now. Both men are absolutely gushing here. And now Moxley. What is this, Mox with the suicide dive to the outside, taking out Drew McIntyre, and I believe his head hit that part of the announce table there. I believe the back of his head hit that part of the announce table. Good thinking on Moxley trying to strip the announce table. As he covers Drew McIntyre. 1, 2, and Drew McIntyre again. Drew McIntyre again with the kick out. Refusing to go down. And that just leaves Moxley with another lariat to Drew McIntyre. My God, he just dropped Drew McIntyre again. With the cover, 1, 2, and Drew McIntyre one more time kicks out. My God, Drew McIntyre. The amount of punishment that the Scottish Psychopath has taken so far is just unimaginable here. As the referee has got to take some time to get out on the outside, as this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and the referee has got to move along with the talent. Drew McIntyre coming at it here. And the crowd is definitely not liking what they're seeing here. As Moxley is getting tossed around here by the Scottish Psychopath, and another clothesline to Mox. Now Moxley getting dropped on the apron, head first. Or face first, I should say. And Moxley able to duck it. Now Moxley again going after Drew McIntyre with a couple of right hands. What's Moxley going for here? Moxley, he's looking for a deadly weapon, and he's grabbing that steel chair. Perfectly legal under Falls Count Anywhere rules. And now he's just landing a bunch of chair shots here on the Scottish Psychopath. But Drew McIntyre, he wants more. He wants more pain here as Drew McIntyre takes down Jon Moxley. And now Jon Moxley gets taken out with a Glasgow kiss again. Drew McIntyre looking to get the win here over Jon. 1, 2, another win over Jon. No. Mox is in a world of hurt right now. Mox, Claymore kick. A running Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3. A running Claymore kick here. 1, 2. My God, Mox. Mox won't die, will he? Mox just won't die. You're gonna have to kill him. That's how you stop Jon Moxley. You're gonna have to beat him so bad that he's not breathing. Drew McIntyre with a reversal there. Both men getting back in the ring finally in a headbutt. I wonder who is losing the most blood in this match here. Whether it be Mox or Drew. Rope breaks aren't going to apply here as this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. No disqualifications. I'm surprised nobody has gone through the table yet. As you can see the blood on Drew McIntyre's hand. That might be his own blood, or maybe it's the blood of Mox. As you can see, both men are gushing here. More so on Moxley. Moxley continuing to fire back, but McIntyre's doing the same. McIntyre launching Moxley into the corner, but now he launches him to the outside. And we're right back to where we started. As Mox drops Drew McIntyre on the outside here. And another knee to the side of the head of Drew McIntyre. But somehow the Scottish Psychopath is still fighting back. But Mox is gonna beat the living hell out of this man. Both men are beating the living hell out of each other, but Mox, you know, he has not forgotten. He hasn't forgotten about that Hell in a Cell loss. Mox looking for the Glasgow kiss. Looking for the Glasgow kiss. No! Mox reversed it. And now both men walking gingerly towards the announce table. Drew McIntyre trying to fire himself up. Moxley being thrown into the apron again, face first. But again, Mox proving his worth here, and he takes down Drew McIntyre. Referee has to pay really close attention here. I see the referee off in the distance, but he's got to pay more attention as the referee is right here. You can see him now. As Moxley is looking to end Drew McIntyre. Moxley, paradigm shift through the announce table. 1, 2, and Drew McIntyre is able to get the shoulder up again. Oh, but Moxley's gonna go for it one more time. Mox lifted him up. Paradigm shift again. A variation of the paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3, and Moxley gets his revenge on Drew McIntyre. What a win for Jon Moxley. Gushing out blood as he's able to beat Drew McIntyre and get the revenge he so wanted and that he so deserved. As we move on to our next match, folks. But what a match that was. That is main event caliber. That is main event caliber there. As we are down to our main event. This is a no-holds-barred match between Brian Outlaw and an opponent. And the reason why I say and an opponent is because he is issuing an open challenge tonight. Which means anybody in RCW can challenge him for the RCW World Championship. And this is one of the first times he's ever done this. Simply because, you know, we haven't had a worthy opponent for him. We didn't have a scheduled opponent for him. So he goes, okay, if you don't got a scheduled opponent for me, I'm just going to toss it out to anybody that wants a fight. Let's see who it is as we get this match rolling. the Demon! It's the Demon! Finn Balor! Now these two have faced off before. Finn Balor and Bryan Outlaw faced off before for the championship. But he hasn't faced the Demon. I don't think he's faced the Demon yet before, but I know he's faced Finn Balor. But has he faced the Demon King? And may I remind you that this is a no-holds-barred match. Which means no disqualifications, no rope breaks. Weapons can be utilized here in this match. As we bring out the champion here, Bryan Outlaw. He has had many successful title defenses since gaining that title from zero. And he doesn't look to let it go anytime soon. He defended it against Kevin Owens, his former friend, and beat him. He retained it against Chris Danger, his former friend, and beat him. And so, you know, it makes me wonder, like, all of these guys that have challenged for this title have been former friends of Bryan Outlaw at one point. They all have been former friends of him. And now, all of a sudden, that's not the case anymore. As we get this match underway here, the Demon, Finn Balor, and Bryan Outlaw for the RCW World Championship in this no-holds-barred match. As Bryan Outlaw getting some weapons. Getting some weapons to start it off, and Bryan Outlaw with a chair shot right to Finn Balor. And the brutalization begins early. Couple of reversals back and forth between these two guys. And a back suplex there from Finn Balor. Now Finn Balor drops the champion just like that. And now going after the arm again. A little bit of an early questionable cover there from Finn Balor. Oh, what a shot. What an elbow shot there. Now a kick. Another kick to the side of the leg there. And another knee. And a super kick. Just like that to Finn Balor. And Finn Balor is reeling right now. But Finn Balor refusing to go down without a fight here. He's going to fight in every fiber of his being here. As Finn Balor with the quick agility. With the quick moves. On the champion, leaving the champion stunned here. Takes the champion from the ropes there. Now Finn Balor stomping away here. Now going after the face of Bryan Outlaw. Finn Balor doing a little bit of taunting, trying to get the crowd on his side here. The Canadian crowd on his side. And again, Finn Balor with another shot to the side of the head with that drop kick. And And a DDT to Brian Outlaw. 1. No! Brian refusing to let go of that RCW World Championship. As he goes back in, but Finn Balor just had enough time. I'm not on PC. I'm not. I am on Xbox. I don't play on PC. If I had a PC that was going to be able to run, you know, mods and everything else, I would actually be on PC, to be honest with you. And the shotgun drop kick in the corner there. As now Finn Balor ascends to the top rope here. Looking for the coup de grace on Brian Outlaw, but Brian Outlaw slithers out of the way there. He gets out of the way of that, of the coup de grace, and Finn Balor turns it into a submission here. Trying to get Brian Outlaw to tap out, trying to get him to give up the RCW World Championship. But Brian Outlaw gets out of that predicament there. And a Michinoku driver there to Finn Balor. Like I said, these two have faced off before. But Brian Outlaw has yet to face the Demon for the title, and a super kick right to the face. And may I remind you, this is a no-holds-barred match, but it seems like weapons haven't been utilized much, despite the match's rules. They have yet to be utilized, or at least too much anyway. I would think somebody like Brian Outlaw would love to utilize these weapons, especially the Outlaw weapon of choice, the steel chair. But he'll take advantage one way or the other. No, this is not interactive. This is not. No, I booked the matches. I booked the matches. I kind of set what happens, but I don't mind having other people's characters be in this. That, I guess you can call that a little bit interactive, but when it comes to booking and everything else, that's my doing. The only thing that I allow for the viewers to do is have their wrestlers in this universe. Otherwise, I have full creative control of what happens. As Brian Outlaw is looking to end Finn Balor here with an F5 through the announce table. Do you have Xbox? If you have Xbox, then yeah, you can have a wrestler. But I used to make wrestlers for people who didn't have Xbox or who didn't have a wrestler, but I don't do that anymore because it just takes way too much time for me. It takes way too much time, and I don't make wrestlers for anybody anymore because I used to do that in the past. I used to do that in the past where I used to make wrestlers for people, and now I don't anymore simply because it just takes way too much time because I add a lot of detail for my wrestlers. Like I make wrestlers logos and stuff like that, and you know, maybe sometimes some custom tattoos and you know, other things like that, and it takes too much time, and I've done it in the past, and a lot of times what happens is I'll make them a wrestler, I'll make them a part of the roster. This is just what I've seen happen, at least on my show, because I've been doing this for about 2 years now. But I'll have something happen where I'll make them a wrestler. I'll spend all that time making them a wrestler. They won't get booked in title matches right away, or they won't be booked in a major storyline right away or something like that. And they'll get mad and they'll leave, and then I feel like I wasted my time because I made them a wrestler, and you know, I took the time to make them a wrestler. You know, like it's just you know, a lot of this takes a lot of work to make, and you know, like making the arenas, in between making the arenas, making the storylines, doing the, you know, the social dummy, which is an app that I use to, you know, create like social media posts or whatever to make the storylines more realistic, and writing the scripts and writing the storylines. Between all of that and making the wrestler for the viewer, like that's a lot for me to do. But the one thing I do offer for pretty much everybody, even if they don't have a wrestler or don't have Xbox, but they really want to be a part of the universe, is sometimes, every once in a while, I do what's called a feedback thing, where it's in my Discord. If you enter the command Discord, you'll get a link to my Discord, and basically what that is it's a like 30-minute, usually a 30-minute to an hour talk session, which I usually do it after my streams. What's up, Blind Hostility? Good to see you in here. But anyways, like I was mentioning, what I usually do for my viewers here on the show, and for those that don't have wrestlers, or maybe even those who do, that want to be a little bit more interactive, is I do this thing called feedback, where it's like a 30-minute to an hour thing, and I usually do it after an RCW show, where it's on my Discord. It's a feedback channel. It's like a voice channel where you join the voice channel, and we talk about the show that just happened, or the show overall. You can talk about your wrestler if you have a wrestler in the show, or if you don't and you want to leave some feedback on a storyline or your suggestions, then that is a place for you to do it. And that's something that I like to do, so I can kind of get a little bit of an idea of what people like to see. Is we have a guilty verdict here on Finn Balor. But that's the kind of thing that I like to do for my viewers. I enjoy the interactive universe modes that I see here on Twitch for some of the people that do them. But I like having control over the booking. I like to have creative control, because if I don't, it never works out. It never really works out for me. You know, which is why, like, when it comes to, you know, the voice acting gigs, because I do the promos for Brian Outlaw and all that crazy stuff, and so, you know, when it comes to that, if I don't have creative control, then I'm not doing it, then I'm not going to do it. So, you know, that's just something I've noticed here, is Brian Outlaw with a kick out. But yeah, that's one thing I like to do here on my streams, to keep it at least fun for the viewers. Because, you know, you want to keep something for the viewers to stay. You want to give them a reason to stay around. And, you know, as entertaining as I try to make this, I try to make the viewers a part of it in any way that I can. So whether that's putting them in, making their wrestler a part of the show, or you know, the feedback thing that I mentioned for Discord, or anything like that, it helps me out, because, you know, it helps me as a content creator. It kind of gives me an idea of what you guys may want to see, and it also gives me an idea of, like, okay, like, this is something that I can do better. This is something that, you know, could be fun. Because if you're not doing content to improve it, then what are you doing? So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, it can be difficult. Is Brian Outlaw unable to get Finn Balor to stay down with that super kick? But yeah, I always try to keep things fresh and keep things entertaining for you guys. And a drop kick right to the side of the face there of Finn Balor. It's Finn Balor now. Finn Balor with a jailbreak DDT gets driven down to the canvas with a jailbreak DDT. And Finn Balor with a kick out at 2 now. As Brian Outlaw now looks to ascend to the top again. As he's looking for it again, and another jailbreak DDT. And that busted him wide open, but you're unable to see it because of the face paint. And a count of 2 and 3, and Brian Outlaw retains the RCW World Championship. Brian Outlaw retains the RCW World Championship. But keep in mind, like I mentioned throughout this season, somebody has stolen the men's lottery case. In case you don't know what that is, no pun intended there. In case you don't know what that is the equivalent to the Money in the Bank briefcase. Ricochet won that briefcase, which guaranteed him a title shot at any time, anywhere. And because it was stolen from him, he no longer has access to that title shot. And so we've been running investigations, numerous investigations, to figure out who has stolen that briefcase. And our findings will be revealed next episode. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, as we have reached the end, or I should say, the halfway point of Season 8 of RCW. I'm a God. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. By the way, I will figure out a way for you to get involved in this show. Since you do not have Xbox, I will figure out a way for you to get into this show, for you to be a part of it some way or the other. Like I said, most of the time, I like to have it where, I love to have wrestlers that the viewers have created to be a part of the show. Unfortunately, because of WWE 2K not having cross-platform community creations, which I don't know why, because that would be so beneficial to the game itself, but maybe next year in the WWE 2K22 game, maybe we actually have that opportunity. But I like to have fun here on stream. I mean, if you're not having fun, then what the hell are you doing? But I like to have a lot of fun here on stream, and I like to, I like to create as much realism as possible, with storylines, and make it look like, you're watching, WWE at your house, except better, and having created wrestlers is a part of that. So we use WWE superstars in the game. We also use superstars from the indies, like Rosemary, for example. Deonna Purrazzo is another one. We like to use real wrestlers as well as created wrestlers to create this amazing universe. And we've been doing it for about 2 years now. August 21st, so a few days ago, was my 2-year anniversary of doing this show. It was the first time that I went live with this show. It was the first time that I tried out this show, and you can catch those episodes on my YouTube channel. If I enter this command here real quick for you guys, you can catch those episodes on my YouTube channel. And you can also check out my co-host of my podcast, Sakate, at twitch.tv/Sakate as well. He provides really awesome wrestling content, as well as Deftest Violator and Young Sin. All three of those guys are Xbox guys, and they are, we have banded together to create a wrestling universe. So Brian Outlaw is in all of the universes of wrestling that me and those three guys have put together. So, he is on PlayStation. Young Sin is on PlayStation. And he actually made Brian Outlaw, Sky Outlaw, and all the Outlaw family pretty well. He actually did a really good job making those. So, you know, we kind of have that cross-plat community in a way. You know, we try and figure out ways to make the WWE 2K franchise and the wrestling franchise and, like, the fan base. You know, we try to create, you know, something that wrestling fans love, you know, which is kind of missed from a lot of wrestling. And even if it's in a video game, you know, that's still something entertaining for people to watch, especially with everything going on with the pandemic and everything. So, you know, I always try to bring some entertaining, awesome things to you guys. I apologize for the disconnect that we had, but don't worry. When I go back and I edit this stream, I'll smash those two videos together, and you know, this will be edited all into one thing. So, anyways, if you want any access to my other wrestling content, you can check out my YouTube channel there. There's a link. Also, you can check out my website as well at prowrestlingga.com. You can also email me as well. There's my mail. My email, prowrestlingga@gmail.com. That is the email that is managed by both Sakate and myself. If you guys have an idea for, you know, content or collaboration on either of our channels, on either of our wrestling shows, whether it be EWL, Epic Wrestling League on his side, or RCW on my side, please feel free to email us and we'll get to it. Or if you want to be a part of this in a bigger fashion, definitely contact me there. You can also contact me on my Discord as well. So here's my Discord, like I mentioned earlier. It's the best way to reach me. I know a lot of people, they don't like social media nowadays. So, you know, I feel like Discord is more the controlled version of social media, where I, as the owner, as the server owner, I have more control of what happens on it. Whereas, you know, Twitter and Facebook and all that crap is kind of just all over the place. So, if you want to join us and join up and talk with the other members of my community, Sakate is in there, Young Sin is in there, Deptus Violator's in there. A lot of good group of people are in there, and we just love wrestling, and we want to create a positive community, and that's what we plan to do. So thank you guys for joining me for another amazing stream of RCW. Again, I apologize for the disconnect that we experienced on stream, but the good news is, when we reconnected, we didn't miss any of the match. It didn't do what it did last time, where it disconnected in the middle of a match, and people were wondering kind of what the hell happened there. We were just talking, and then all of a sudden I noticed, oh, it disconnected, and, you know, whatever. I don't know what's going on with that. It could be a Twitch thing, you know, because it seems to be fine as soon as it reconnects the second time. It seems to be okay, so I don't know if it's like just a Twitch thing where it acts up sometimes or what happens, but thank you guys so much for joining me on another episode of RCW. It's been amazing, and it's been an amazing first half of Season 8. We'll be back with the second half, possibly Friday. I'll let you guys know on that. And it's been awesome doing this show for you guys. We're at almost, I think we're at like 150 episodes, or 151, something like that, with 8 seasons and 2 years under our belt, no pun intended there. And it continues on. So thank you guys so much for all the things that you do to make this show what it is. And I will catch you guys on the next episode.